How's everyone doing? Welcome to the final episode of After the After Hours with your boy TraderPrad. The final day of this week is tomorrow going to be a free fall Friday. Now get ready for tomorrow. Powell going on the microphone. Powell going on the microphone again. Get ready for tomorrow. So I do have a watch list ready, but if you guys are ready, hit that like and subscribe. Hit that like and subscribe. Thank you guys for all the love. Thank you guys for all the support. This is your boy TraderPrad. TraderPrad. But if you guys are ready for this show to get started, why don't we dive into the full screen and hit that like and subscribe. Yo, what is up, people? How's everyone doing? Why does the camera seem a little dark today? Are my lights not on? Everything seems good. Let's try to mess with the camera settings while I say hello to people. How's everyone doing? Everything is correct. Maybe I'm just tripping balls. I don't know. Seems a little bit darker than usual, but that's I guess that's just me. How's everyone doing? Hopefully you guys had a wonderful Thursday. Is today Thursday? Yes, final stream of the week. Today is Thursday. Wednesday, yesterday I was golfing, so obviously I was not here for the stream. For those of you who were watching me Tuesday, I did tell you, but if you did not know that I was not streaming yesterday, I apologize for that. If you were waiting for me on YouTube, but hey, we're here. We're finally live again, here to talk about all the craziness that's happening in the market. QQQ moving right back to the upside once again, moving to yesterday's high. SPY moving up north too. Looks like the market wants to rally right back up, and this rally, if you were watching the market going into close for the last 2 days, excluding today, not including today, excluding today, going into the close, the market just started rolling off and then sold for the last 2 days. Today, we didn't really get the sell-off, but we also didn't really get the blast off going into the close to the north side, taking out the last few days high, the Tuesday high, the Monday high, and you know, going up north. So it's almost like not sure really what the market wants to do here. Obviously, prediction is not the game that we're playing. We're playing the game of you know, taking advantage of spotting the buyer or spotting the seller and then joining their side. But you know, prediction is part of some of the play because we need to kind of anticipate where the stock is going to go to, where the market is going to go to, and some of that anticipation is this is the moment. Like, this is the moment where you anticipate for moves, because we got crazy levels setting up across the board on Magnificent 7. Amazing level on Apple that I want to talk about with you guys. We got Meta being an absolute beast, recovering all the way back to 500, and then you know, fighting to stay above 500 every day. So Meta showing you some strength over there. We got Bitcoin right now rallying into the close, because Bitcoin market closes at 8 p.m. I believe, but Bitcoin into the close here rallying into 61,000 all the way from 57,000. So you know, that's another crazy thing happening over in the Bitcoin market. So it's all kinds of wild stuff happening in the market. Volatility is the name of the game. And Spencer from SMB Capital actually tweeted this out, so I'm gonna steal from him. He said, you know, in this market environment, the lack of liquidity should work for you in your favor, not against you. So you know, if you get into a good position and you see it working, just let it work, because of the lack of liquidity and because of the volatility that the market currently has, we are seeing wild moves coming into play. So take advantage of these moves, and the only way we can do that is if we prepare for it. So let's get going. Let's go to the full screen. Before we do that, I'm just gonna say hello to all my viewers that are here watching me at the moment. We got TH, John, Dieter, TH saying, yes, the marksman who beat the competitors with more expensive weapons. Yeah, man, that Turkish assassin is insane, eh? No equipment, no glasses, special. Well, he had glasses, but no special glasses, nothing. Just picked up the gun, bang, got silver, walked home. That's an amazing story. What a beautiful story. I guess you're implying with this meme that you are an underdog coming from behind, kind of a forecaster. You got that damn right, baby. You got that damn right. I mean, it's just a legendary story. Guy has like, you know, next to no equipment compared to all of his competitors, and just whoops everybody's ass. Just whoops everybody's ass. I love it. Good evening, Prad. I see you did not run out of golf balls yesterday. You're here today. I smashed the like. Yes, sir. We did lose some. I think the under-over was 6. I lost 5. So, hey, I won the bet. I didn't lose more than 6 golf balls, so I'm happy with that one. But golf, however, went horrible. My knee is all messed up. I knew this would happen too. I knew I should not have golfed, but it was with the old buddy of mine that I haven't seen for like over a year, so I had to go see him. I had to go golf with him. So you know, that was a little bit of a bad decision. I jacked up my knee a little bit more. At this point now, I for sure will need surgery if I didn't need it a day before. So we'll see what happens going into the next few days, if it keeps acting up, if I need to go see a doctor again or whatnot. And regardless of the knee, the golf would have been bad anyways, because I just suck at golf. It was a horrible round. I don't even want to talk about my score. It was just a horrible round. We'll just leave it at that and go to the full screen and talk about what's not so horrible is the current market for day traders. Let's go. This beautiful market for day traders bringing in crazy moves, ladies and gentlemen. So here's Bitcoin going right into the after hours over here. Well, not really after hours, but starting a new session as we just go live. You know, it says that we are down 0.18%, but Bitcoin was up almost 13% as just before we started to go live on the stream here. So monster moved to the north side on BTC. Even Ethereum ripped to the upside. We got the Dogecoin to the moon hat, and even Dogecoin popping up to the upside over here. So shout out to any of the crypto holders, any of the dip buyers. I know Ani bought the dip recently on Bitcoin, and she's very happy. I think she bought the dip on ETH, BTC, and Tesla, and she's pretty happy with her account kind of going back even higher than what it was previously. So shout out to the dip buyers. You are getting paid. But as I said earlier at the start of the stream, this market's taking some of these stocks to some really good, amazing, wonderful levels that we've played at previously. So very interested to see how these stocks play out from these levels, such as Apple. If you see Apple on the daily chart, you got almost a triple top coming into this 214, 215 area. And if we are able to break out of that, find buyers above this area, that opens up a lot of pocket for Apple to scream to the north side. I mean, yes, there is a little bit of action here, but that opens up room to at least a $5 room to the upside with the current way the market's moving, with the volatility within it, and then a little bit more move on the next day, or even all the way back up to all-time high. Like, does Apple really have that room all the way back to all-time high with how the market currently is? So it's crazy that some of these stocks are showing some insane strength. I'm not even sure I find Apple that bullish based off its recent earnings report, because you know they are declining in a lot of the aspects, such as I believe the wearables department was decreasing, you know, the iPhone segment is decreasing in general. They are growing year to year, which is good, but people are not buying as many Apple products as they previously were. At least I'm seeing in my own friend circle a lot of people moving away from Apple. So I'm almost hesitant to look for that extremely bullish case on Apple back to the all-time high. But here you have Meta Platforms drops to around $450 on the big day down on the market. But here you go, right back to 500, fighting to stay above 500 for the past few days, and only stone's throw away from all-time high, whereas the market is still down. What are we, like 10% down from all-time highs still? So you know, this is pretty insane to see how these stocks are moving, especially in the large cap sector. Tesla had a big run up, way too quick of a run up, so it's kind of lagging compared to how Meta is moving at the moment. Also, Tesla's earnings report wasn't really that bullish compared to Meta's report, which was quite bullish. So you know, opportunity still there. Look at the flat top on Tesla. If I was to turn off all my signals over here, you can see that little flat top right into $204. If the market is able to get above 449, 450 and actually scream above 449, 450, that's gonna take stocks like Tesla, Apple, Microsoft, all of these stocks that are creating some sort of a beautiful breakout pattern to get long through. These stocks are gonna play out in that way. So I'm very excited for tomorrow. Also, tomorrow being an options expiry Friday. These stocks at these, you know, significant stock price levels, like for example 200 usually is a pretty easy options level for someone who's not so sophisticated when it comes to trading, right? They might not be thinking 201, 202. They're just thinking, oh, 200 easy, long or buy, call or put, whatever. So because of how the stocks are and where the prices are at the moment, and going into a Friday with such a volatile week that we've had, there's going to be options expiring coming in. There's going to be moves coming in and options pegging. For those of you who don't know what options pegging is, I would suggest you to Google it. Make sure you put options in front of the word pegging, otherwise you're going to get completely different results, and don't blame me for those results, okay? But the options pegging happens usually on Friday nights, and mainly on third Fridays, where some of these stocks, if they're at important options prices that have a lot of you know, open interest, a lot of volume, that means clearly, what the hell just happened? My notes just refreshed. That clearly have a lot of open interest, a lot of volume, and the stock is around that price. It is almost an inflection point at that moment, because the stock could either close around here, it could go higher from here, it could go lower from here. How are option sellers who are providing these options going to situate? If you are one of the more risky options writer and you haven't hedged your position yet, you might have to go buy your position on the open market right now, because your call might get exercised, and you have to provide those shares to the buyer, the call buyer. But if you know, if the stock is not closing at 200, then you don't have to buy those options at the market or whatever. If the stock is obviously closing above 200, the options writer, who hopefully is not writing naked calls, they're gonna have to go buy market shares and get those shares ready to give to this person for a loss. They're first taking a loss on the options writing. They're second taking a loss on having to buy the options, buy the shares above 200 and then sell it to somebody for 200, right? So that was two hits over there. So any risky traders, and there's a lot of risky traders. This is why we got the GME gamma squeeze. A lot of people just writing naked options at ridiculous prices because they thought those prices would never hit. Eventually, those prices started coming into play and they started getting hit. And any of the options writers who didn't have those certain option shares to sell to the writers, not to the writers, to the options exercisers, they had to go there and buy it, and that's how a lot of people got in trouble. GME, gamma squeeze, and all that fun stuff. So a lot of fun over here on the market setting up. Here's Apple once again, just to show you. If you go to the 60-minute chart and turn off the regular trading hours, so we basically want to see only the turn off the extended trading hours. We only want to see the regular trading hours. So look at this resistance on the hourly chart here on the market, right? Not the market, on Apple. Beautiful resistance on the hourly chart. We got I looked over here, almost thought that I had my little cheat sheet that I have printed out at my work desk. But basically, we have a symmetrical triangle, or an ascending triangle, not a symmetrical triangle, sorry, or an ascending triangle. Chart patterns. There we go. So, something like that right there, right? So the market, stock, Apple goes up, creates a higher low, same high, higher low, same high, higher low, same high. Isn't that a beautiful pattern on the hourly chart? Instead of day traders who are looking for this very same pattern, let me just turn back my eyes, and then I also want to modify this because I don't want to see this for the hourly. Turn that off, thank you. So if we go here, you can see how right there, oops, that's not what I wanted. Right there and right there, we have that awesome symmetrical triangle. Sorry, I keep saying symmetrical. Awesome ascending triangle pattern coming into play. And if QQQ, which has a very similar pattern, obviously QQQ, Apple, very similar moves usually. It's 10%, 11% of the market, right? So usually very similar moves. So you can see how even market has a very similar pattern being formed. So if the market actually is able to take out 449, 450 and find buyers above 449, 450, what do you think it's going to do to Apple? What do you think it's going to do to Tesla? Right? All these stocks are just going to blast off, and they're going to set up for beautiful opportunities for us to look long. Meta, not even waiting for the market. Meta just reclaiming levels, going higher every single day. It sells off whenever the market sells off, obviously. That's just the nature of some of these Magnificent Seven stocks. They will try to hold their own end for as long as they can, but if the market's pulling back, people have to sell. They can't just sit there and hold and watch the stock go out of the money, 50, 30, $100 out of the money, when they can just cover the position and just buy the dip instead, right? Just cover it and come back in a day or two after the selling's done, and we get a better price from what we previously had. So Meta over here, people just recycling, getting out, getting back in, getting out, getting back in, getting out, getting back in. So watching how Meta does on dips so far, we are unable to really stay below 500. It just wants to stay above 500 constantly, fighting for it, and it makes sense. Chris from Investors Underground mentioned that Meta actually had a rise in capital expenditure, but that capital expenditure rise in metaverse dropped the stock down. they now have a rise in capital expenditure for AI, and that capital expenditure in AI actually is returning them more profits than previously was. So, you know, all things looking good, although they are taking a hit on reality labs, which I don't know what it was. But anyways, that's a whole different story. Let's go take a look at Nvidia on the 60-minute chart. Little bit choppy compared to Apple, right? Apple has a nice flat top. We got an ascending triangle, a clean pattern. So if you were to grade patterns on these stocks at the moment, I think Apple is at the top of the board. Then you do have QQQ as a you know, another contender for the very same pattern coming into play around 449, 450, and then the rest of them get a little choppy, get a little murky. You do have Tesla, but Tesla, you know, is creating a lower low, lower high pattern, almost like it wants to descend back all the way. So being a little careful with this, but the pattern's almost very similar over here too, right? You got a flat top high and the stock creating a somewhat of a bull flag at the moment, a pop and a flag, and then eventually if the flag breaks with some volume behind it, some catalyst behind it, that could take us all the way back to the north side where the stock previously was. So watching Magnificent 7 tomorrow without a doubt, mainly watching for the stocks to take out this hourly pattern high. So Google decently I guess decently high up there on the pattern when you're comparing it to Apple and so on, but still Apple takes the cake. Also Google, I just don't have it being as a good memory ever for me. I mean, not that I lose on it or anything, it's just the breakouts on Google are not the cleanest. Amazon, now Amazon is probably higher there on the scale because this one actually has a pocket. You can see how this pocket area is missing. We haven't done any price discovery, and I mean, we have in the past for sure, right? But we haven't done recent price discovery in this area, and whatever price discovery it was, you know, an earnings move. An earnings move price discovery. The last earnings move over here, price discovery. So the next time we actually get above this area on Amazon, I think obviously it has to do with a little bit of help with the market. The market needs to pour some juice into Amazon. If we're able to get above you know, this 167.50 to 169, I guess 168 to 169 area. Let me just put a line over here. I'm just gonna delete these lines real quick. Okay, so right there into right there. So what is that? 167.57 to 169 basically. So if we're able to get above this little pocket of area on Amazon and show buying above this area, that opens up some good pocket to the upside. That makes me interested to really look long. But if the market keeps rejecting into 450, then you could look short in these areas and see if you know, this area comes at a stop. That could also be a swing trade for those of you interested for shorting stock swinging, but obviously not going to suggest that ever. Not going to ever suggest that to you guys because A, I'm not a financial advisor, and B, in this market where volatility is crazy, you don't really want to be swinging stocks in any direction. You don't want to swing them short, you don't want to swing them long. You'll get hurt if it goes against you very, very quickly, right? So you want to be careful with swinging stocks in this current market environment. All right, what other stocks in the mega cap mag 7 do I really want to talk about? So we talked about Apple, right? Apple with the beautiful, maybe I want to delete some of these lines now. I don't really care about most of these lines anymore. Okay. The 213.50 to 214.20 area on Apple. Once we see that area break in and really finding support above this area, that opens up a lot of upside for me. But if we're not able to show buying above here, Apple, I'd be worried. For Amazon, we had 167.50. Amazon 167.50 to 169 as a pocket of area to see if resistance comes in. If no resistance, we're dancing. We're dancing in the moonlight. Is that how the song goes? Everybody. Alright, anyways, I'll stop pretending I know the song. Microsoft. So Microsoft's a little bit choppier. You can see how there is no real pocket that we were talking about, how Amazon has that pocket, right? Because Amazon gapped down. There's a pocket of area that we kind of haven't discovered, also known as the gap, the GAP. Talking about gaps, shout out to GPS. GPS, known as, or GPS, the ticker for the company Gap, finally deciding to change their ticker to GAP. It only took them so long in life to figure out how to do that, but they finally figured it out. So shout out to them. I don't know why it took them that long, I'll be honest with you, but hey, good job. Okay, dude. 60-minute. I kind of want this little flat top because you can see how many days in a row, or sorry, how many hours in a row has that one level just consistently acted as a resistance. It's around 406. So if we can get above 406, we have a room till 410. But this is still not the cleanest setup. This is still not the cleanest setup. Amazon and Apple are much cleaner of a setup to the upside if they're able to go. So if the market's going, I'm looking at Apple and Amazon more than Microsoft tomorrow. But there could be a trade here nevertheless. There could be a trade here nevertheless. Meta, it's been going. It's been going, and it's been one of the more stronger stocks in this Mag 7 basket. So, maybe looking for longs on dips on Meta is not a bad idea, but it's just not in the same plan as we're looking for tomorrow, right? If the market is able to show some buyers, burst through the north side, I want Apple and Amazon to be ready for it, to take advantage of it. So Meta, Microsoft, not really cutting the cake for me just yet. Nvidia could get a little interesting. Obviously, the stock took a pretty hard beating. Maybe not, I wouldn't even say the stock took a beating. All-time high is only 140, and we're sticking to 100 like sticky rice, like sushi rice on seaweed wrapper. Is that what they use? Seaweed wrapper? Yeah, like sushi rice on seaweed wrapper. So we're sticking to that $100 price pretty hard. It's also not the cleanest setup, right? It's got quite a bit of a price discovery. We know that 117 is a pretty important price to the upside because that was the post-split low, and we held above 117 for quite some time, and then we started to hold below 117. So we know 117 is a pretty important level, and if the stock being Nvidia is able to clear this 107 108 high, maybe we do go to that 117 118 high, a nice $10 move to the upside, but we need to get above this 108 first. We need to get above this 108 107. Without that, I wouldn't even think about going to 117 just yet on Nvidia. So Nvidia could cut the cake, right? It could make the basket tomorrow for that breakout potential pattern that I'm talking about. But for me, it really needs to find buying above 108. Just breaking out of today's high or yesterday's high is not good enough. You got to find buying above 108. Whereas Apple, if it breaks out, hopefully not in pre-market, if it breaks out during intraday, I want to be involved in that. Different trade, completely different trade. Tesla, it could kind of make the cut. Ugh. What the hell? Is my Zyn pouch leaking? I hope not. Okay. Tesla could make I have way too many of these lines. I gotta get rid of all of them. Anchor VWAP pinch setup coming in play too. That's pretty cool. Right over here, around 204. So if we are able to get above that 204, 203.85 on Tesla, there is a possibility. I will say, I won't say there's no possibility. There is a chance that Tesla could blast off and start seeing somewhere into 210s, 215s or so. So yeah, 215 is exactly that triple bottom low on the hourly chart. I could easily see a move to this area, and then we just bounce between this area maybe that very same day. If the market's strong enough, if the market's even stronger, maybe we go even higher. So who knows what's the possibility over there. But if we find buyers above 204, 205, I think Tesla has a chance to 215, but no buyers above 204. We only pop to 204, 205, and it struggles to find buying in that area, then you're just getting trapped. And if the market's struggling around 450 while Tesla's struggling around 204, 205, I think they're just trapping people and they're going to rug pull everybody. So be careful for that. Free Fall Friday is very much a possibility. If the QQQ basket does not take out, oh my goodness, Pratt, what the hell? You know, all of these lines look pretty on the daily chart. They just don't look pretty at all on the on the hourly chart at all. I hate it. Okay, so that 449 area that I keep talking about to you guys, 450 just a little bit shy above it, also a nice even psychological number. So 449, 450, if we can clear that, then we have about a $5 room to the upside to 454, 455. And if we clear that too, that opens up another room to the upside, you know, a whole ATR dance move to the upside on the market after what all nastiness has been playing out on the market to the downside. We're still down 10% from all-time highs, right? We're down still 10% from all-time highs. So taking out the 450 and then taking out 455, showing buyers above this triple bottom will be insane for the market. Anyone who got short into the market in the last few days, along with all the selling that came in, their stops are around 450 and around 455. So what do you expect when their stops start getting a hit, right? Some fun starts opening up on the market, on the QQQ, on the futures. So that's what I'm looking for. Let's actually see where the market went into the after hours real quick. Let's turn on the after hour sessions. Hey, we are looking to, you know, climb up in the after hours over here. Let's also go use our friends over at Think with Bookmap on YouTube. Okay, already have it open. That's not looking good. So it looks like the market is going back down over here into the after hours. Yeah. So a little bit of a move back down on the market. Not much size on the book that I see. 5,400 has some size, but also that's not a lot of size. That's a lot of size. 52.25 area, but somewhere between 52.20 and 52.25, we have about 2,500 contracts sitting on the bid. So there's a buyer there down, and I don't really see a big seller on the upside just yet. On the S&P 500 futures and the NASDAQ futures, I think looked pretty dead to me. Yeah, there was not much size anywhere really, but overall market is indeed going down. Today could be a bull trap. Yes, that's my idea when I say look out for Free Fall Friday. Today could easily be a bull trap. I mean, for the last 2 days they've been doing that. They've been trapping the bulls. They've been taking the market back higher, and then they slap it back down. Let me just show it to you. And then they slap it back down into the close. So here's the boom. They took the market higher, slap it back into close. Took the market higher, slap it back into the close. They gapped the market higher and they just slapped it right back to the downside. Today's the first day where they didn't even bother to slap it down. Does that mean that the selling is over? They were able to manufacture all the buying that they needed so they can, sell into that pop? Or is this the final boss? This is the final boss of manufacturing the pop. So people who think that, okay, we're gonna break out, or tomorrow we're actually going to break out above 450, make people really think we're going to keep on climbing, and then we go to 455, and then the rugs get pulled because there is still carryover trade that needs to be poured into, right? There is still some losses to take for hedge funds. We still don't know which hedge fund has gone under because of the Japanese carryover trade, but we will find out eventually because of the way the market's selling off, right? This is how flash crashes are started, because of these big events such as the carryover trade. So nobody knows until the selling stops. Someone needs to sell, someone needs to take their losses. So it's boom, that's gonna happen. Thankfully, the Bank of Japan, the BOJ, came through and said they're no longer going to raise interest rates just for the sake of the market, because they're scared that their market is going to do what it did recently. It dropped, what, 13% in one day, but surprisingly enough was still positive for the end of the week. Right? So they don't want that to happen, and they've seen what kind of turmoil that could cause for the global markets. Global recession started being talked about again because of Japan. Global recession was talked about originally not too long ago because of the bank failures, the regional banks failures. But now Bank of Japan interest rates, the carryover trade, and all that fancy nonsense, because people love taking a risk with the money that they don't have, right? With money that they don't have. Hey, why lose money that I have when I can lose money that I don't have? Right? I don't know why I'm talking so rudely about it, because hey, I'm in that very same position. I'm in a prop firm where I don't put up a single dollar, but I get big buying power accounts. So it's that's just the way that these markets are. People have margin accounts that are leveraged up to the tits. People have 10x accounts, 25x accounts. Crypto accounts are all over the place leveraged. Imagine you have a leveraged crypto account. You borrow money from Japan because Japan's interest rates were lower. Borrow a shit ton of money from Japan, and you just pour it all into the cryptocurrency market. Your accounts are now huge. If now all of a sudden you see Japan's raising interest rates, your money that you borrowed is now going to cost you a little bit more than what it previously cost you. So you go, oh my god, my profits are diminishing. Let me start covering some of my positions here just so I can pay for my interest rates when they keep raising interest rates. Or hey, let me just dump out of my whole position, cover my whole trade because I'm up millions of dollars, and when Japan wants their money back that I borrowed from them, they're gonna want it back at a higher interest rate. I'm absolutely fucked on this trade, so let me just lock in my money. Let me dump my Nvidia position that I bought with Japan shares. Let me dump my Bitcoin position that I bought with Japan shares. This is exactly what's happening, right? So we don't know how much of the selling has to be done. How much of the selling is done? Well, we know how much of the selling is done because we can see what is done, but we can't see what is needed to be done. So all of that, the future is your guess is as good as mine. Your guess is as good as mine, but what we do have is amazing levels to play off of, and these levels tell a better story than any storybook, any Disney movie ever can, right? These patterns, these levels tell you a way better story than any Pinocchio book or anything ever can. So watch for how the market reacts above 450. If the market is struggling above 450 to find buyers, that means they're trapping people. They're trapping people by showing you that, hey, we are getting above 450, but people who have real money are not really coming in to buy above 450. So bang, imbalance in demand and supply. There is more supply than demand. We're going right back down. But if demand is there, people are coming in and fighting for the market above 450 for the QQQ. They say 450, I think the QQQ should be at 500 like it was. I'm going to, cross all the way up to 451, and I will buy all the shares that I can with my buying power between 450 to 451. Imagine someone with the millions of dollars has that type of mentality, because they think the market belongs at 500 and they want to buy up anything between 450, 451, 452. When they do that, they're moving the market higher, right? They're moving the stocks higher. So you want a spot for that. But if you're not seeing intense volume coming into the market right off the open, buyers showing up, fighting for aggressive prices, then it's almost a trap in my opinion. And in that case, half of these stocks that we are preparing for are all setting up for shorts. Failure to get above these levels are going to be absolutely awesome for me. Micron, here's another stock, right? Creating a beautiful level. Recently took quite a bit of a damage to the downside off of its own earnings report, off of Nvidia, off of what is it? Off of the market moved down. So Micron has taken quite a bit. Semiconductor sector overall has taken quite a hit. I think Dieter, who bought the SOXL recently, is pretty happy with the move over here. 19% up today. And look at that level on the semiconductor ETF. I mean, the stocks itself, forget Micron, forget Nvidia, forget AMD. Just go trade SOXL. If SOXL is having buying power, actually staying power, right? Not just buying power, but actual staying power above this 3150 area, that's because all semiconductor stocks are trying to stay above there. Sorry, all semiconductor stocks are going higher. You don't have to go out there and battle and figure out which one of the semiconductor stocks is the one that's winning. You can just go trade the overall ETF in general. I'm actually going to put this in my notes right now just because of how wonderful of a level this is. So if this market, the semiconductor industry, is able to show me buying above 3150, above 3160, I am going to smash this long. 19% to the upside today, from 26.87 to 31.60, almost a $4. Well, it is a $4 move. So come on, take advantage of these stuffs, right? Just like Trader days. Tesla's still down 16 points over the last 5 days. I'm sorry I don't read the chat as much as I should. That's because I have a lot to talk about, and I lose track of train tracks, thoughts, mind if I start reading chat and if I don't say what I need to talk about. Okay, what we saw this week was a tremor. The earthquake is coming, but not now. So party on, Garts. What the hell is a Gart? But I think you might be right. Let's see what happens. By the way, great USA basketball win. Who did they beat? I know Canada lost to... Who did Canada lose to? France. Wemby. They lost to Wemby in the quarterfinals. Who did they beat? Serbia? Oh yeah, USA won 95-91. Bro, they barely won. This is USA. How are you guys coming so close to all these no-name countries? Like South Sudan, you almost lost to South Sudan. You almost lose to Serbia here? What the hell? Alright, so who are they fighting next? France for the final? France, okay. USA versus Wemby and Rudy Gobert. Wemby and Rudy Gobert. Okay. Palantir, yes, I do have Palantir. I will talk about it. We still need to go through the earnings names and some of the stocks that reported earnings past this week. So we still have a lot of stocks to go about. Don't worry, we're not done yet. SMCI, I don't have it on my watch list. Never mind, I do have it on my watch list. We will talk about that. Today could be a bull trap. I read that already and I did agree with it. Iran launches a rocket. That is very much a possibility. Hamas just named the new leader. Iran could cause more issues. China could get invaded by Taiwan. You know, anything could happen in this market right now. So it is just turmoil all over the place, and it's also Friday. It's also a Friday, right? With all the craziness going into the market, we are one attack away from this market going back down. You think people want to take the chance putting millions, billions of dollars into the market over the weekend when it could easily do what happened last weekend? Right? So you gotta be careful if you're thinking extremely long. But I'm not saying that to keep you away from the long. I'm just cautioning people. I'm also a bear. I'm also a bear. So you gotta be, you know, understanding of my bias and where it comes from when it comes to Friday levels. 31.50 to 32 basically. Okay. SOXL. We want to talk about Bitcoin real quick. So here's Bitcoin with the monster move going into today, obviously, going into the end of today for Bitcoin market, and that's probably going to gap up stocks like BITO, Coinbase, Mara, and more importantly, a new sheriff is in town. And his name is MSTR. Well, he's not a new sheriff. He's the same old sheriff. But MSTR is now trading at a stock split price around $130, $120. So this is a new instrument that people who previously were scared of touching because it was $1,000, because the liquidity was ugly, the spread was ugly. Now we have an option to trade MSTR because we're expecting more than 1 million shares traded daily, the spread to be way better, and hopefully the liquidity is gets better too. So if Bitcoin moves the way it did today after hours, watch out for Coinbase pop tomorrow in the pre-market. Watch for how Coinbase sets up for levels. Watch for MSTR pop in the after hours. What kind of levels we get on MSTR, and all other cryptocurrency equivalents like Bitcoin equivalents. So you got the Ethereum ETF, you got the Bitcoin ETF, and you got the Bitcoin and Ethereum futures, right? If you're interested in the futures market instead of the equities market. So some options over there for you guys to keep in mind. Okay. Let's quickly go to Intel. There is a setup here, but I also think Intel's going to shit. Completely shit. LUMN. What does LUMN look like? Oh, baby. So we actually found some buying into 480. We clearly cracked that $6 level, which was an amazing level to get short. I just wasn't prepared to go short, so I didn't go short. That was a miss. That was a monster short for anyone who took. But LUMN now making somewhat of a bear flag. So if this bear flag breaks under $5, the stock could easily crack back down. But if we start to hold above 550, the stock could have another move up. So something possible to keep an eye over here. Let's see where Sava is. Sava has created its descent. It's starting its descent back down. So Sava is the game over to the upside. Serve, SERV. Yeah, pretty much game over on this one too, looks like, unless we get back above this 1830 area. Now, let's start going over some of the names that reported earnings today after hours. Not many names over there that we have on the board that I'm interested for, but some names are Soundhound, Elf Beauty, Unity. Don't think I do have Trade Desk on there. Trade Desk, Canopy Growth, smoke weed every day. CGC reporting tomorrow pre-market along with Nikola Motors. Some of the names that reported this week that are also on the watch list: SMCI. Do I not have Rivian? I do have Rivian. SMCI, Rivian, Airbnb, Reddit, Disney, Novo Nordisk, Shopify, Uber, and obviously Palantir. Oh, Datadog. Almost forgot Datadog. Eli Lilly. Monster move on Eli Lilly today off their earnings report. But it's an expensive stock. I usually don't like to trade stocks that are this expensive. But, you know, opportunities are there. If you're interested in it, you can spot them. So starting with stocks that reported earnings, SoundHound. Most of these earnings names didn't really do anything in the after hours. So looking at their after hour moves is almost irrelevant. So I'll just quickly show you how, you know, most of these stocks didn't really do much. Here's SoundHound. Here's Elf Beauty. It actually did go down, so this one's a little bit more interesting. Unity looked like it was going to, you know, crater, but then eventually reclaimed levels. So possibly that Unity had a decent earnings report. We'll read that in a second. Trade Desk had a way better move than most of the stocks. So Trade Desk possibly gives us a, trade. Trade Desk gives us a trade. So watching this one without a doubt. Oxy, now that one was a mover today. Oxy was a monster mover. If you go to the 60-minute time frame, turn off extended trading hours again and fix the charts over here, that was a pretty clean move to the upside, going all the way up to what seems to be Friday's high. So reclaiming Friday's high and kind of settling over there. Oxy reporting well. Palantir, monster move on Palantir, almost back to that $30 area. We haven't really tested the $30 today. I was getting excited to test 30 because I wanted to short 30, but because we didn't test 30, now tomorrow, if the market breaks out of 450 and Palantir goes towards $30, I'm taking the breakout past 30. If it did 30 or if it went to $30 today, I would have looked more short, because that move from $26 to $30 would be insane for Palantir, right? But if tomorrow, if we open up somewhere into today's high and then show buying around today's high and going to that $30 area, the $30 area still has 1 million share size being sold on the offer. Once I start seeing that offer being taken, I'm just going to punch into 30 bucks and just get long on that $30 breakout. So this stock is very exciting for tomorrow. Probably number one on the list if the market is actually looking bullish. So far though, in the after hours, the market looking a little bearish, sadly, but hopefully that just makes it better for the pop, right? Market gaps down a little bit and buyers come back in, show defense, and then sellers get scared and sellers move away, so the market goes back up. Because hey, if you really need to sell the stock and you can see buyers coming in and defending, creating a higher low, why would you want to sell it here? Because if you know the stock's gonna go higher, why don't you just want to sell it higher, right? Short high, buy low, the short seller's theory. And if you want to take profits for a long, then you want a better exit, so you want to sell higher again, right? Buy low, sell high, a long person's theory. And if you bought high, why would you want to sell it here if you think it's gonna go back to your average price? You know, you're going back to your average price. Let me move my orders up a little bit. So if buyers start seeing the market creating a higher low after gapping down and they run it back up to 449, 450, there's a chance that we get a breakout of that 449, 450, and the market creates that second leg towards 455. And then if the market has that third leg past 455, it creates that third leg past 455, all of which are just going to be a beautiful opportunity for us. Beautiful opportunity. Better yet, try to out trade the smart money. Yeah, that's good luck with you. Good luck for that. I don't try to outsmart you know, the smartest people in the game. You're not going to beat Jim Simmons, even though he's dead. Rest in peace, Jim Simmons, the legend. I wish I would have met you. I wish I would have had an opportunity to interview you. Maybe one day in heaven I will get a chance to. But you know, you and I sitting there smoking cigarettes, talking about the markets. Not that I'm going to heaven or anything, but you know, talking about the markets and all that fun stuff. But yeah, good luck trying to outsmart the smart money with your $25,000 bank account and thinking that you can move the market as much as someone who's got billions of dollars and has, you know, and has mathematicians from the best of the best of the schools, professors from the best of the world are helping them. Good luck. You mean you'll get a day pass into heaven? I hope. I hope. Get out of jail free 1 day card, and then I'm right back into jail, right? So Palantir, watching how 30 bucks behaves tomorrow, very important. Amazing move today off the earnings report. I think it was actually an upgrade. It wasn't an earnings report today, was it? Yeah, it wasn't earnings report today. It was Monday. So good move at the end of the day. Let's see if we can continue with this move and finally break that $30 area. Please, please, please. Uber. I mean, that's a pretty good move on Uber. Looks like we're going to battle with that triple top, and this is the triple top on the hourly chart. So this is Tuesday, July 24th high. This is Thursday, July 25th high, and then obviously we crashed ever since then, and now we're right back to that high. So if we're actually able to, you know, get above this little peak that I just marked up for myself, what is that peak? Around $70, $69.50. If Uber is able to get above the $69.50, I think there's a good chance that Uber can bring in more juice. But if $69.50 does not show buying above that, you want to be careful thinking about the more juice, because that's probably where Uber will need to, you know, really have some confliction. You can see how $70 previously for I think a couple days now was support, then for a couple days turned into resistance. So it could easily be that important inflection point. That $69.50, 70 bucks could be that beautiful inflection point where the stock will battle a little bit, will chop around a little bit. It's not a spot to make a big decision at, right, unless you have a clear-cut pattern, but it's a spot to read the tape, the analysis. How are the fights happening, and who's actually being who's winning the fight, right? Watching UFC from the sidelines instead of actually being in the ring when it comes to that $70 price. And then you can make a decision once you actually start seeing the fight. It's like live betting, right? Live odds betting on the fight. I like that analogy. UPST. Boy, oh boy, UPST with another move today. So that previous high of that $33 that we talked about a few days ago on stream shows you just how strong that price is, because on day one we got above and we closed above that price. Day two we looked like we were gonna go lower, but immediately got bought back above that price and we started rallying higher. So if we pull back into this 33 area again, some opportunity to look long there, but right now we're in the middle of the ranges, so I'm not really too interested to make a decision on UPST. You could look to buy the dip if let's say today's VWAP or the day one VWAP off of earnings are respected on dips, then you could possibly look to play long in the middle of the ranges. But you got to remember that your theory is not wrong really until the stock gets below 33 and finds selling under 33. If you get long in this area for, let's say, a swing trade or an investment trade of some sorts, so you got to understand exactly what's happening in this area after that earnings report. And also that earnings report wasn't really that bullish for me to get extremely excited to look long in this area, right? If we pull into the extreme borders, show me resistance or buying in this area, then I can decide what I want to do. Show me resistance or buying in this area, then I can decide what I want to do. But if you're just gonna play in the middle of this area with a garbage earnings report, then I gotta be very careful. I'm not going to play momentum. I'm going to play more with the swing mindset, right? More with the swing thoughts, more with the swing mindset. Look to see if the dips are getting bought right back up, and if they are, how much velocity is the dip getting bought up by? You can see that by looking at the chart right here. You can see that the stock opened in this area around 33.50, got under 33 all the way down to 32.28, but then at 32.28 immediately ripped back up. You can see in this area, we opened up somewhere in these area, we popped higher, but immediately got stuffed back down, and most of the volume transacted in this body of the candle. So understanding charts and reading charts is very important. If you want to go look at the move over here on the stock, look at that. That's not today. Where's today? Is that today? Oh, that is today. Okay, so look at that right there. That's not today. This is today. There you go. So right off the open, we drop down and immediately pop right back up. We drop down again and immediately pop right back up. So that area shows you pretty strong amount of buying over here. So if we get something like that off the open again on the dip, we dip into day one earnings anchored VWAP. Look at that. It actually got bought off of the earnings anchored VWAP, right? That's Monday. No, that's, what day is this? It's Tuesday's anchored VWAP. This is the earnings anchored VWAP. This is the Tuesday's anchored VWAP, and we got bought right off of that dip. Tomorrow, I don't want to see the stock below 33.50 because that's where yesterday's anchored VWAP is. So if yesterday's anchored VWAP gets bought up, there's some opportunity to look long with a tight risk under today's low or a tight risk under whatever bottom it creates under today's VWAP. So just a quick little idea over there on UPST. However, the stock's earnings report wasn't really that good. Reddit, what did you do today? 8%, not bad. Reddit, not bad. Let's go to the yearly chart real quick. Okay, you seem to have reclaimed that significant level, but once again a little choppy. So unless Reddit really gets above 59, I think no real play for me. I'm just gonna let it chop around this area. Also, volume's gonna start dying down quite drastically. There's better plays out there than Reddit for us. Airbnb setting up for possible good opportunity. That 113 was a big level on Airbnb, so you can see how we respected 113 all day today. We only went as low as 112.42, and that's only to go basically test yesterday's VWAP. If I show you the 5-minute chart, you can see how the stock finds some buying around yesterday's low, around yesterday's VWAP, and then boom, pounces right back to the upside, respecting that 113 area. So if we do find buying a dip, into 113 again, possible opportunity to look for a long into 115, 116, and if the market is really strong, that could maybe take Airbnb above 115, 116 for a little bit move higher. So watching Airbnb for a dip buy into 113 area. If 113 is not holding, then I'm not interested in the long at all. And if Airbnb is finding buying above 113, that just makes things a lot more exciting. So watching that bad boy. Rivian charging back above that 14.50, 14.20 area and making actually a move all the way to $15.30. This is a solid area for me. If I see buying above 15.20, 15.30, there could be some room up to $17. Am I mistaking Rivian with Robinhood? I think I am. Robinhood was the one that got an upgrade off of its earnings reports up to $20. I think Piper Sandler coming in and saying that we expect the stock to go to 20. So here's Robinhood looking pretty bullish today. Rivian, however, no upgrade, making a pretty good move with the rest of the market. If the market goes higher and Rivian finds buying in the same support areas that we are expecting them to find buying in to 450, 1450 that is, possible long opportunity setting over there on Rivian. SMCI. So SMCI is a special case in my opinion. So that the whole time in their conference call, they kept talking about how I'm trying to remember what it was. The margins, yes, they kept saying the margins can't be sustained, the margins are not going to be as good as they are, and so on. We also expected that, right? Their growth was 110%. That's insane. But all things considered, I would think investors, value buyers would come and defend some of these levels for SMCI. So expecting it to go lower than this is a little tough for me. But if the market crashes, then you can say goodbye to SMCI too. It's gonna crash along with it. So I'm not really sure how to wrap my head around the most recent earnings report catalyst and the whole market environment. SMCI being in the not in the semiconductor industry really, but it's somewhat in the industry at the same time. You might want to keep a watch on Nvidia, on SOXL, on SMH to see how those are doing. If they have some strength in them, possibly SMCI has some strength in it too, and we're able to, you know, reclaim this 530, 550 zones to the upside and then continue climbing higher. For now, even saying 500 as a support just feels wrong to me, right? But ideally, I don't want to see SMCI below 500. It's just that significance level of the $500. Not that it has a significance on the chart. It's just psychological level 500. I don't want to see it below 500. I want to see buyers fighting for 500. So if that happens, there could be a long opportunity there for a quick little move to the upside. Maybe not quick, but like, you know, a move to the upside. But you got to be ready to give $5 a risk for the stock, you know, for a stop. So that's something that you got to be ready for. NVO. Ooh, what a reclaim on NVO over here. Did not expect this, but this just makes the stock choppy, so I'm not gonna really bother to even look for a trade on this. There's way better trades tomorrow. This makes it quite choppy. Let's go look at Disney. Ooh, Disney not really taking advantage of the earnings move, not really taking advantage of the market, not taking advantage of that 25% increase on streaming prices and everything that they're going to do. Disney absolutely flat on the day, so not sure how I want to think about this. Look, market went up and Disney, how is Disney flat, dude? This is wrong. That's gotta be, oh, it is flat because we closed here and we closed in the exact same price. Okay, that's not wrong. Disney is absolutely flat and absolutely dog shite. Absolutely dog shite. I don't think I even want to bother with looking for a trade on Disney. On to the next one. Delete Disney off the watch list. Shopify. Now we talking Shopify. Oh yeah. Now we're talking. I did miss this move today. I did not watch Shopify at all. Beautiful bounce right off of yesterday's lows. You can see how this was Wednesday, August 7th. This is Thursday, August 8th. Thursday's low pretty much exactly as Friday's low, but Thursday's high much higher than Friday's high. And now we have a little bit of a 3-bar breakout pattern on the hourly chart, which just makes it even better. This just makes it even better. So if we're actually able to get up into this $69, $70, you can see the last time the stock traded here was on its last earnings report, and we actually gapped down below that price. We pushed up into 70, we struggled, and we crumbled again. And now finally going back into that $70 price. Let's see how it behaves at that. If we can break out of 70, out of 69, out of 70 along with the market move, that could open up some real fun on Shopify. That would be, however, a day 3 trade, because today was day 2. Day 1 was yesterday. Day 2 was today. So day 3, you know, usually not a day for stocks to go absolutely apeshit, but with the market environment, anything is possible. No liquidity, insane volatility, QQQ possibly getting ready for a big breakout and trap some shorts. But if those shorts are not trapped and the bulls are the ones that are trapped, then forget about Shopify, because it is possible that it's not going to do much for you, right? Not going to do much for you. But if those shorts are trapped, boy, oh boy, oh boy, get ready for some upside. Get ready for some upside. Oxy, not much here. Robinhood, I think we showed you a quick little chart. It wants to make an ascent towards the upside. Novavax, they reported today too. Let's go see, take a look at Novavax. I mean, that actually doesn't look too bad. That actually doesn't look too bad. That's around $12. If we get above 12, I think there's an easy move into 13 there on Novavax. If we can get above 12 and find buying above 12, there's an easy move into 13 there on Novavax. Datadog, messy. That's messy. Not Lionel, not Lionel Messi. It's just ugly and messy. Datadog could be something here, but that, oh, this is Nicola. Forget Nicola. Datadog was messy. Nicola was messy. CGC reports tomorrow. Nicola reports tomorrow. I almost forgot. So these are the stocks that report tomorrow. So make sure you prepare for them at the very least. But the charts aren't really screaming the best trade opportunities for me at the moment. A possible gap up or gap down could easily change that theory. I see Barkit talking about Elf Beauty. Elf Beauty was a couple more down the watch list. The problem with Elf Beauty, TTD, Unity, and Soundhound, you know, they didn't really have too much of a move in the after hours. I think Trade Desk actually had a little bit of a move, and Elf Beauty had a little bit of a move, but Unity and Soundhound didn't have too much of a move at all. But we do need to go take a look at the earnings reports for these stocks first. So let's go do that. ELF, what did your, oh, come on. I closed my newsreader. Where is newsfeed? There we go. Newsfeed. Bring in Benzinga. Elf. Make sure to check out Benzinga by clicking on the link below in the description below, depending on the software you're watching me on. If you're watching me on x.com or if you're watching me on Twitch, it's going to be in my bio. Make sure you check it out. Elf Beauty, how did you report? 1.1 cents per share, beat the analyst estimates of 84 cents, so that's 30% beat. Quarterly sales came in at 324 million, beating about 6.93%, and an increase of 50% year over year. That's an insane increase for a big company like this. Primarily driven by strength in both retail and e-commerce. Gross margin increased approximately 80 basis points to 71%. Ladies, if there's any ladies in the chat, ladies, you guys reading this nonsense? The products that you're paying to pay, that you're putting on your face so men can call you beautiful, are upcharged by about 71%. That's insane. All right, we are off to a great start. Yeah, no shit, 50% year-to-year growth. No joke on that. Let's take a look at the outlook. The outlook raised its full-year outlook to include an expected 25 to 27% increase year over year. Obviously, not a 50% increase year over year, but still a decent amount of increase. Net sales compared to be increasing in 20 to 25 increase previously. The company now sees full year range in the revenue of 1.28 to 1.3 billion. I mean, I personally don't see anything negative in that report, right? 50% growth year to year. Maybe the fact that they're not going to grow by another 50% year to year again is the problem for the market, and that's why the market stuffed the stock down a little bit. But the outlook is up. They beat EPS, they beat revenue, they show growth, so all things are good. But you know, we're not analysts. We're day traders, and that's why we cannot predict where stocks go. And based off this report, looks like they want to send it to the downside first. But if you go to the 60-minute time frame over here, turn off the extended market. The break of this area and finding selling under that area could open some downside. So right there, 176 and 180. Let's go back to the 5-minute chart, turn on the extended. Did we get under both of them? On 76 and 180 was some, wait, was it 180? 176 and 180. So we did get under both of those. Kind of sad. But we're still above a more significant support area, which is a multi-day low. So we're still above a multi-day low over here on the hourly chart. So let's just go back to the hourly chart here. Still above the multi-day low. but we broke the most recent low on a positive earnings report. So that's a little sad. This just means that, you know, I don't see the stock under this area, but I also don't see the stock above this area now. However, if we do get above this area, above 180, that is hella bullish. That means the report is amazing, and the market finally realized that. You know, anyone who went short in the after hours, they're all going to be exiting. They're all going to be looking for their doors out. So if the stock is able to reclaim 180 all the way from 160, that's a whole different story. But if we don't, then I think we're just chopping around in this area for Elf Beauty. Next stock, Unity. Unity reported loss of 32 cents per share, which beat the estimates of loss of 41 cents per share. Company reported quarterly sales of 449 million, which beat the estimates of which beat the estimate by 2.23% and represents a 15.79% decrease in the same period last year. So that right there is the secret. Man. Not sure why, but my glasses are irritating the back of my ear really bad. It's like hurting my nerve. Been doing this for quite some time though, but I've just been putting it off. But now it's like really getting bad. I'm gonna bend that part of my glasses up so it doesn't touch that part of the ear. Please don't touch that part. Okay. So that is the secret sauce right there. Not growing year to year is a big problem. Now, being a gamer that I am makes me sad because, you know, I want to see gaming companies succeed, except for Roblox. Obviously, Roblox can burn to the ground for all I care. But honestly, this is something that I kind of saw coming, I guess, because a lot of game developers have been moving away from using Unity as their go-to choice as a developer or programming software or whatever they use Unity for, right? So they're going away from Unity. I've seen a lot of games that I personally play transfer their whole game from Unity to Unreal Engine, which is hosted by the maker of Fortnite, by Epic Games. So kind of saw this coming. This was not something new, so you know, I guess I shouldn't be too surprised. Jesus Christ, man. Maybe I'm just paranoid now. Now I'm just bending my glasses out of shape. Nerd problems? Yeah, man. Time for a goddamn surgery, DLB. Time for a goddamn surgery. Let's get LASIK, boyo. Okay. The company reported Crate Solutions revenue from its strategic portfolio was up 4% year over year and down 2% quarter over quarter. The year over year increase is driven by growth in subscription, which grew 14%, and quarter over quarter decline driven by reduction in strategic partnerships and professional services. Yeah, you're just losing partnerships. Where's the outlook? That's the most important thing. Outlook coming in at revenue of between 415 to 420 versus estimates of 439. Full year revenue of 1.68 to 1.69 versus estimates of 1.83. So even then, after reporting what seems to be an absolute dogshit report, they held their ground. They did flush to the downside in the after hours, but they popped right back up, right? They popped right back up. And they kind of are looking to hold their ground. So honestly, I think there's maybe more downside for Unity, more downside than upside, or maybe just no downside but no upside either, right? This is a stock that's at all-time low. $13.90 is all-time low, and we made a new low below that in the after hours. So I have seen this before when companies like these that are actually I'm not gonna say profitable because they're not profitable, right? They're losing money on EPS, so clearly not a profitable company. But a company such as Roblox, Unity, whatever, whenever they report negative, they it's very hard to see these stocks go below all-time low. They never really do that. They kind of just, you know, trap people and they go back up. So I'm not too excited to really play with this all-time low level at all. There are opportunities, honestly, to go short on Unity under this beautiful triple bottom on the daily chart that we got going on under that 1390. But man, like, what are we really expecting from the stock to do? Are we really expecting the stock to go to you know, $10 tomorrow? I doubt that. I really doubt it goes to $10 tomorrow. And the way it got bought up at $12.50 makes me think you maybe have a 50-cent room to the downside. I'm not that interested to play the stock at that point. So Unity is a big turnoff for me. Trade Desk actually had a decent move to the upside, but Trade Desk also trades very little volume compared to most of the stocks that we have on our watch list. And Trade Desk daily chart is also a little not clean, right? You got like a channel to the upside. I'm a big fan of horizontal levels than diagonal levels. You could draw diagonal levels all you want, but those diagonal levels only matter when the big player who's painting the chart the way the chart is getting painted is also using the very same trend line. Otherwise, you know, it really doesn't freaking matter at all, because the person who's painting the chart, if they want to paint it, that diagonal line is for them to punch to the downside just to create liquidity. So I don't really like diagonal lines as much as I like horizontal lines, and because of that, this is a little choppy. However, there was a good move in the after hours off the earnings report, taking it to a solid resistance in the price. If the stock is able to find buying above this resistance pocket, maybe we got some long opportunities then. But if we're not able to find buying above this resistance pocket, then I'm just kind of turned off really on Trade Desk. Elf Beauty, we talked about that. Soundhound, $5 position. The only reason I'm interested in Soundhound really is because last time Nvidia came out and said they invested in Soundhound, the stock went absolutely batshit crazy. Then we have Serve, another stock that said they were going to get an SERV, sorry, that Nvidia came out and said they're going to be investing in them. This stock went absolute batshit crazy. So now that one of the stocks that went batshit crazy is going to announce their earnings report. It already announced 2 earnings reports since it did all that craziness, but since it's going to announce earnings report, let's see if it's going to have a similar pop. You can see how this is when the news came out. This is the earnings report, a little sell-off and then craziness. This is the earnings report, a little sell-off and then craziness. This is the earnings report, a little sell-off and then craziness. So anything is possible. Doesn't hurt to keep it on the watch list. Not saying that you should trade it. Doesn't hurt to keep it on the watch list. So Soundhound, one of the last names that we want to talk about today, and that, ladies and gentlemen, is basically all she wrote, because the economic calendar is absolutely dead for tomorrow. Friday economic calendar is sleeper. You got some commodity stuff, I guess, right? You got copper, gold, and then all the other stuff numbers coming out at 330, 330. So nothing really besides absolute garbage for us, for day traders. Or, you know, today we had the labor numbers, which helped the market drastically. That took the market higher. It showed that the labor market was easing, which means the economy is getting better, and all kinds of fun stuff. So those kind of catalysts are not there tomorrow to help the market break out in the pre-market. So if the market wants to break out in the pre-market, it's got to do it by its own power of buying. Buyers got to come in and buy up the market going into a weekend on one of the most turmoiled week on the market, and hold their positions over the weekend on what could be another big crazy weekend. Right? Not saying that it could be, but the way Bitcoin just popped up, I mean, what are we doing here? Bitcoin just snapped back above 60K like it was nothing. It said, boom, we're back above 60K. Ethereum, boom, we're back above like that. Right? So this makes things exciting. Let's see what happens going into Friday tomorrow. Let's have some fun on the market. Anything on the IPO calendars? Let's go quickly scope out the IPO calendar. Nothing for this month as so far. Yeah, pretty small deals, no deals that I actually care about. Free Fall Friday, trade fast and early, 10 a.m. till 11 a.m. for longs, 12 p.m. for 1 p.m. for shorts. Last minute move, 3:45 p.m. if you get back from lunchtime, says John. I mean, I like the idea of looking for trade times, but you know, saying that I will only look for longs at that time is kind of crazy. Maybe, you know, the market needs to match with that. Yesterday, if you did that, you would have gone blown out, right? You would have gone blown out. But you're not wrong. The market has been going up for the past few days off the open and then selling off going into the close. So you're technically also not wrong. Today was one of the first days of this week where the market didn't really absolutely plummet into the close. Absolutely plummeted into the close. So shout out to the market. They're just guidelines. Yes, indeed, guidelines. I understand. I'm just saying that you want to be careful by saying things like that out loud for yourself, because when you say things like that out loud for yourself, you kind of will enforce it, right? You will enforce it, and you will look for that because you said it out loud. You will look for that. Words are dangerous like that. Words are dangerous. That's why when I do the stream, I try to carefully talk about the stocks the way I do, because I don't want to create a strong bias on one side or the other to the point where I try to enforce that bias against the price action. I've done that many times and they cost me quite a bit of money, right? So don't try to enforce your bias. It's good to have a bias. Without a bias, you don't have a trade idea, right? It's good to have a bias, but you got to be ready to flip that bias if your bias is wrong. If you can't flip that bias, then stay away from it completely. Stay away from it completely. But ladies and gentlemen, that is all she wrote for tonight. Hit that like, hit that subscribe, and do the cha-cha, because it is chess time. If you are here only for the stock market stuff, I completely understand. I appreciate you guys staying with me for the past hour and a half. It was quite a long stream as we went through the Magnificent Seven and some of the earnings names for tomorrow, expecting the market to be fireworks into Friday. Fireworks Free Fall Friday. Let's see what happens. Fireworks Free Fall Friday will be something, huh, chat? That will be something. So let's see if we can, you know, bring that into fruition by putting it out there into the ether, throwing it out there into the world, and letting the law of attraction attract the free fall for us. And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, hit that like, hit that subscribe. Thank you for joining me on the last stream of this week. We will be back again Sunday, 6 p.m. Granted, I'm not lazy or I have... Oh, actually, I might not be. Wait, is... Next week, Sunday, I might be busy because it might be my niece's birthday party. I'm not sure what we're doing just yet. But next week, Sunday, I might have to be busy depending on what day that we're planning her birthday party. But besides that, every Sunday, 6 p.m., every Monday to Thursday, 8 p.m. Come join us. We talk about stocks. We talk about all fun stuffs on the market, sometimes sports and sometimes video games. And last but not least, we end the stream by playing some chess. So if you're ready for some chess, let's go to the full screen, lads. Let's go. Oh, actually, we gotta go to the chess screen. I forgot. Because Dieter's gonna get mad at me. Except on Golf Wednesdays. Well, hello. I had Golf Wednesday for the first time all year. Last year, I Golf Wednesdayed every Wednesday. This was my first time Golf Wednesday this year. What is this stuff, man? How do I leave this club? Stupid ass clubs. Alright. Ah! My ear, man. My ear. Vendetta. Oh, maybe we should save Vendetta for actual game. First rank attraction. Black to move. Wouldn't that just be checkmate? Why wouldn't that be a win? Wouldn't this be checkmate? Like, why? I hate this game, man. How is that not a checkmate? Oh. Right. Now it's checkmate. Suka bliyat. Holy, I almost like messed up what the hell I was gonna do there. I was like tripping. Ooh, that was a good one. That was a good one, chat. Good luck. Talk to you later, says Josh. Later, Josh. Thank you for hanging out, my dog. Yo, this beat's amazing, man. Bow, bow. 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 Oh, the queen! Haha. Bow, bow. Bow, bow. Bow, bow. Bow, bow. Bow, bow. Ah, gotcha. Okay. Okay. White to move. Alright, let's play a game, bro. Come on. Enough with this Arabic singing. Do it, pussy boy. He's not that big of an idiot, is he? And this is why I capture the center first, pussy boy. Ha! Now I'm double vaxxed. Oh, that's just irresponsible of you, my friend. Let's do this instead. This guy's name's B-Town. 100% he's from Brampton, chat. 100% he's from fucking Brampton, dude. Castle first? What's that crown next to his name? Platinum member. Oh, he pays. That means he has unlimited puzzles. This guy's not playing any side of the board. He's just AFK here. Surely you're not this stupid, right? Surely you're not that stupid, right? You've been playing a marvelous game. Surely you're not that stupid, right? I don't care. I'll fucking take that. You don't know who you're dealing with, buddy. I'll trade it. Oh shit, that was free. Let's just undouble up my pawns here real quick. Oh my god, the queen! Bro, first I forget to take his queen, now I leave my queen to death? After I messed up taking his queen, my brain completely farted, dude. Like, I couldn't process anything anymore. Oh, that's sad. Like, this is dead no matter what. Dead, 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 dead. No defense anywhere. Absolutely dead. Ah, we threw this game. I threw this game. I threw this game. And I need to go to bed, man. Ah, stupid idiot. Why would you do that? I should have just taken that, eh? I'm a fucking moron, bro. I should have just taken that. Oh my god, what am I doing? What am I actually doing? What am I actually doing, Buzz? Oh my god. The night was so free, dude. The night was so free. Freer than a free sample at Costco. Did I just get a message on Discord? I did. I have to answer that later. Dead, dead, dead. Alive. Alive. Dead. Alive. Alright, perfect. What you aiming for there, blood? Oh. Oh shit, I'm not even reading chat. F3 to H5. What's F3? F3 to H5. Huh? Huh? F3 to H5. Oh, G5. Oh shit. You can't eat horse with bishop. Check then mate. Check how, brother? If I get this out of the way, I can move the queen up and I can check him. And probably mate him because his queen's out of the way. Gotta move my bishop out of the way first. Could I just go here? Bang. D6 to B8. Yeah, B8. Should I just do that? Ah, he moved that piece. Alright, let's just back up. Bruh! It's almost 10 o'clock. I got so much work to do before I can fucking go to bed. Let's get this win, please. Brad, please. Brad, please. Brad, please. Oh, fuck. Already GG, man. Already GG. 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 I'm pretty sure I've played 10,000 games already. I feel like I have. For sure do feel like I've played 10,000 games and lost 10,000 games. You think this guy can win without his queen? I don't think so. I'm gonna keep annoying the fuck out of this guy. I'm gonna annoy the fuck out of this guy, bro. Watch this shit. He's gonna hate his fucking life here. Daddy brought out the big guns. Check. Boom. Take. Boom. Boom, 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 boom. Boom. Okay. Check. He take. I take. He take. We all die. So rook here. Oh no, he's not. Bro, he's gonna take my queen. What do you mean take rook? He's gonna take my fucking queen. His horse is gonna take my queen. Defense. Sharmuta, come on, do something. Please, please take this. Please take this. I beg you. Come on, Egyptian. Mr. Pyramid Man, come on. Take that. I basically hung it up for you. I gave it to you. Oh, I did not because oh wow, yeah. This is a Mexican standoff. Classic Mexicano standoff. Now you can't move that without moving that first. And now you have no way to threat me. And I have all the way to threat you. Alright, red camo. What do you take? A pawn? Oh, I lost my bishop here. I have an idea. He's gonna move this here and check me first. Hopefully he doesn't do that. I come here, I take that, he comes here, I go here, and I end the game. So he checked. Going over. Takes my rook. My plan is ruined! Please go do this. Please, 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 inshallah, please. Thank God. Thank God! I win the game! Please, 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 let me go here and end the game. Please, 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 please. Please, I got dishes to do. I got, oh, it's 10 o'clock. I didn't even walk my dog, bro. I gotta walk my dog. I promised him I'm gonna walk him once the weather feels a little bit better. So I'm gonna take him around the block for a quick little walk, come back, do some dishes. Fuck. Oh. Is this checkmate? He's got to finish the game in 52 seconds? Oh, there is a God. There is a God up there. God Almighty. He's gonna let me get a win. Even if I don't, I'm out. I gotta go. I gotta do some dishes. I didn't do dishes yesterday because I got home super late. I gotta go after this one, boys. Oh my God. Oh. Does he not see it? He doesn't see it. What is going on in this game right now? Buddy is under stress, dire stress. Buddy is under dire stress right now. Check the funky record. Check the funky record. I'll take it. Nobody talk shit about this win. I'll fuck you up, eh? I'll kill you if you talk shit about this win. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, it's time. I gotta go. I don't have time. It's 10 p.m. And I got a bunch of shit to do around the house. 2-hour stream, great stream. 1 hour of absolute dick sucking on chess. Well, 30 minutes of absolute sucking dick on chess. And 1.5 hours, a lot of stock market talk. I enjoyed it. I hope you did. I'm sorry for this rush outro, but I got a lot of things to do. I gotta go walk my dog. I gotta go do dishes. I gotta pack my lunch for tomorrow. I got a lot of shit to do, so I gotta peace out. I'll see you guys Sunday. Have a great weekend. Have an even better market day tomorrow. Hopefully Friday is an absolute fireworks banger, free fall fireworks Friday, and we all get to capitalize on it. I wish you guys the best. I wish myself the best. Have the best rest of your night. TraderPrad out. Adios. Peace. On type of days. Let's see what happens. 8 o'clock tomorrow. As you guys know, we do the stream Monday to Thursday, 8 p.m. Shout out to my affiliate sponsors, Benzinga, Trade Ideas, the #1 scanner to go to, Trader Sync, promo code down below, promo code PRAD15 to get 15% off. I will catch you guys tomorrow, 8 o'clock, same time, same place. Until then, TraderPrad out. Adios.